Welcome to Desde Cero con Manuel. On this episode, we will be talking about our trip to the Matchbox 20 concert in Houston, Texas, the Woodlands, at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. My guest today is the Desde Cero crew. I have with me Alan Longoria, and on the controls, we got Alex over there working. Hey, what's going on?
What's up? I'm
doing all right?
I'm usually the guy that's behind the cameras.
Yeah.
It feels kind of weird to be on this side.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about that concert we went to, man.
Yeah.
That was an amazing concert. And, it took us 3 years, Alan and Alex, 3 years to get to that concert, man.
A long 3 years.
It was pushed back due to the pandemic. And, man, it finally happened. And I got those tickets a long time ago, and we were like, waiting. But it finally happened, and I was excited. Were you guys excited about going to the concert?
Oh, yeah, I was excited. I grew up listening to Matchbox 20 because of you.
Yeah.
And, I just really wanted to go watch them live.
Yeah, and man, it was just an awesome concert, and they put on a great show. What were you looking forward to or expecting at this concert?
I was just expecting to watch Rob Thomas perform.
Rob Thomas, right?
I really enjoy his music.
Right. I was just looking forward to hearing all those songs that I love listening to, since '96. Which was the first album that came out, which was Yourself or Someone Like You.
Yeah, it's a very interesting album.
Yeah. What were you telling me about the cover?
So the guy on the cover, show the camera like. Yeah. So that guy, the guy on the cover, actually tried to sue Matchbox 20 in 2005 or
Alex,
something.
Alex, put the camera over here.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And he tried to sue him because I guess he didn't give him permission.
Yeah, they didn't give him permission for that.
So what was your experience like at the concert?
It was a great experience. Other than the fact sitting behind a tall motherfucker. it was just like,
man, we were all sitting down. It was like, okay, this person's short, so we're going to be able to see this person. And all of a sudden, towards the end, this big dude walks in.
This tall dude sits in front of me. It's really hard to see, the whole concert. I have to move to the side.
Yeah, but you stood behind me sometimes, but you got to see the whole concert. Yeah. It wasn't a big deal, but it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and the experience was just awesome. The atmosphere, everybody, the whole crowd just singing the whole songs, and I got to say that the people were there were Matchbox 20 fans, 100%, because they were all singing those songs. And like I mentioned, I've been a fan of Matchbox 20 since the 90s, since the first album came out, and but I didn't become like a super fan until their second album, Mad Season, because the first one, you heard 3 a.m. and you heard the other songs, was The Real World and all those songs. You heard them on the radio. You heard we still had MTV. We still had all those video channels.
Yeah.
Right. And you would hear them, but when Mad Season came out, the song Bent, at that time I was going through a lot, and when I heard Bent, it kind of lifted me up. So this when I became a Matchbox 20 fan, and I got to see them on the Mad Season tour. I saw them in 2000 when the album came out. So this when I became a fan.
All right, before we get into it, your top 5 Matchbox 20 songs.
Bent is number 1.
Bent.
Okay, Bent is number 1. It has to be. Number 2, it has to be I Could Be You. Could I Be You? And they didn't play that song, but I wanted to listen to it.
Yeah, they played some songs that I wish they played.
And then the third one has to be Back to Good. And then the fourth one has to be Unwell. It's just hard, man. It's just hard.
A lot of options.
All these,
a lot of songs.
And then number 5 has to be Bright Lights.
Really?
And all those songs, the lyrics and all that, it just all comes together. It's soft, but at the same time, they're hard songs. You know what I mean? So do you have your favorite Matchbox songs?
I know my number 1, which we don't have the album up here, is North. Out of the North album is Our Song.
Oh, okay, Our Song.
Yeah, I think that'll be my number 1.
Yeah. You got number 2?
My number 2 is Unwell.
Unwell,
yeah.
From the third album.
Yep. My number 3, I think it will be She's So Mean.
Okay.
A lot of songs will be coming out the North album.
Yeah, because that was pretty much
up, you know,
that was the North album was pretty much the first album that you guys got into because you guys were older.
Yeah.
You know, and 4.
All I Need.
All I Need.
Yeah, I think that would be my number 4. Number 5, I'll say. Dang, I don't really know. I guess just 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many good ones.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the concert. Anything else you want to add about Matchbox?
I mean,
which one is your favorite album?
Album North.
North.
Out of everything.
Yeah, I think mine is Mad Season.
Mad Season.
Because the first, I guess the same reason, because that was your first album.
Yeah.
And Mad Season for me was really the first album that I really got into Matchbox 20. But let's talk about the concert, man. We got there early and it was hot. And we wanted to get there fast, and man, we wanted to get there, and luckily at 5:30, you know, they opened up the Pavilion Lounge, and they had AC, and they were selling T-shirts, and they were doing all that. So that was pretty good. And then the opening act was supposed to be the Wallflowers.
Wallflower.
Right. And
never heard of them.
Never heard of them. You heard of the One Head Light song, right?
I'm not sure.
If you hear it, you should you should know. Oh, that's the song. But I really wanted to see the Wallflowers because they got a couple of songs that I like, especially the One Head Light. That was a pretty awesome song. But instead, we got to hear an artist that we never heard before.
Although that one song.
Matt Nathanson.
Matt Nathanson, yeah.
He opened up, and he's got a song. He had a song on the radio called "Come On Get Higher."
Yeah, and that's
right. Remember that song?
With, yeah.
When I found out he was opening up, I was like, well, let me look him up, see who it is.
Yeah, because we were researching it when we were in.
And we kind of immediately said, oh, that I've heard that song before, but he performed pretty good, and
he was a funny dude.
He was funny. He was exciting to watch, and his performance was just amazing. Matt Nathanson was great, and I like when that happens because I get to start knowing other artists instead of Matchbox 20.
Listening to him.
So I started
after that concert.
I started listening to Matt Nathanson, and he's pretty good. I like a song that he has called Bill Murray. I don't know if y'all ever heard that song or y'all heard it already.
No.
I started listening to that song a lot. So that Matt Nathanson was pretty good.
Yeah.
And he opened up and he did a good job, and then finally, man, when he said, "All right, guys, it's Matchbox 20 time. Thank y'all for being here." But I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
And it's like it's time. The last time I saw Matchbox 20 was 2000. That's 23 years ago. And I was excited, man. What were you feeling when they're like just next?
I was kind of nervous.
Right.
It was my first time seeing them.
Yeah.
After a long time of waiting and.
Yeah. Well, it started, man, and the crowd came in and
everyone stood up.
Everybody was ready, and when the lights started coming up, and they played that first song.
And we knew what it was too.
Well,
we were trying to guess.
We were asking, we were trying to guess what it was, and I kept saying they're either going to start with Friends or How Far We've Come.
I thought they were going to start with Disease.
Disease.
Yeah, because the intro.
I think I said Disease. I think I said maybe if it's not Friends, it's got to be Friends. Is from the new album. It's called Where the Lights Go, right?
Mm-hmm. I like the album cover.
Right.
Looks nice.
Yeah, and that Where the Light Goes is their new album. It came out just this year, and it's pretty good. When we first heard it, we were like, oh.
What's your favorite song out of it?
It has to be Queen of New York City.
New York City, yeah.
Right.
I think that's my favorite one.
Yeah, they played that song too. But man, when they opened up with Friends, it was just awesome, man, and it was perfect.
It was a great song to start off with.
It was a great song to start off with. Well, after that opening song, one of our favorite uplifting songs came out, and it's "How Far We've Come." And man, you guys were singing the crap out of that song, weren't y'all?
Yeah.
Both of you. I turned around. I was singing. I
Every
turned
song,
around,
man,
and you were like all up, and I was like turning around, and Alex was doing the same thing. And it's like, that's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to see that you guys enjoyed that concert, and you have fun. You were having fun.
Yeah.
Saw that. I'd like to see you guys have fun. So How Far We've Come was pretty amazing performance as well.
Yeah.
Well, Real World was the next song they played, and Real World was the second single, I believe, from their first album. The first song that they released from their first album was "Long Day," if I remember correctly. "Long Day" didn't do so well in the charts or on the radio. So when they released Real World, there was a reality show going on called The Real World, and I think that's why it caught on to the videos and the songs. I mean, the radio and all that. So Real World was probably the first song that they kind of were known for as a single. So Real World was a pretty good song and pretty uplifting song as well. So the song "Disease" was the song that we thought they were going to open up with, right?
Yeah.
And because of the intro with the guitar, and it's a fun song. It's a badass song, and it's something to kind of get the concert going. Yeah. So what do you think about that song "Disease"?
It's a badass song. I like it.
It's a badass song. I think that record came out in 2002.
Yeah, I wasn't even here yet.
Yeah, 2002, which is this one. What's that record called?
More than you think you are.
Yeah, More Than You Think You Are. They kind of got some weird
they got
weird names.
Weird names.
But that was the first single of that album, and when the first time I heard it was on the radio, I was driving somewhere, and I was already a big Matchbox 20 fan, and I was waiting for their next album. When is it gonna come out? And finally I heard it on the radio. It's like the next morning I went to go buy that album because it was already out.
A lot of good songs came out of that album
as well.
Unwell,
Disease,
All I Need.
Yeah, Bright Lights. So Bright Lights was one of them. So Disease was the next song they played, and they kicked ass with that song as well.
Life together and having a good time. For my friends right up here, my friends that were over here, my friends way back in the line. If we do this right, we're all going to leave here tonight, and we're going to remember it, and we're going to feel like we had a good time celebrating life with other human beings, listening to some music, and that's what it's about. Are you with us, Houston? Are you with us? Feels like you made a mistake. You made
So the next song they played is from their new album. The first release of their new album is called Wild Dogs, and you know we all sat down. Remember, you know, a few months ago, it's like, hey, let's, you know, they're about to release the new song on YouTube.
Yeah, they released that song first before the whole album,
and we all got together and we got to hear that song for the first time all together, and we were all like looking at each other. It's like, yeah, that sounds like Matchbox 20.
Yeah.
But when I heard the whole album, it's like, you know, it took me a while to get into it. But as I started listening to the whole album more, I like this song, I like that song.
Yeah.
But it's a good song, Wild Dogs.
We were wild dogs. We were wild dogs. You rise wide open, look at dark, dancing to the rhythm that feels so much. You can feel it. Lord, I was cold, baby, reaching through my veins, chasing a feeling that I can't explain, but I need. Yeah, I need it. And the wild dogs calling on the other side. Come on over, come on now. And the world just but the night goes on, and the strangest sound, like a wave that keeps on crashing over me. And when you hear it calling, underneath your window, and the world outside is waiting. Say, come on, come on, come on.
Well, the next song that they played is on your top 5, which is "She's So Mean." You know.
Yeah, I got really excited when
Right.
they played the song.
Yeah, because that was the first single from North.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the song that they released first, and that's a fun song too, and it's a good song as well. So She's So Mean, they played it real good too.
Yeah, I got really excited because, you know, it was the first song out of North that came on.
I never know a girl, she gets what she wants all the time. Cause she's fine. Well, girl, I know that she's a hot mess, baby, so good. But you don't mind. Cause she's an uptown, ain't around anything else. She's a hardcore candy store, give me some more.
The next song was "All I Need." I think this was the song that is probably one of the ones that you knew very little, right? Very little about, but it's still a good song.
Yeah.
You know, "All I Need" was still a good song, and you know, they sang the hell out of it too, and you know, that's a good song.
I just started listening to it a couple months ago.
Right.
You know, I catch it on because it was, you know, so good.
Right.
It's a happy little song about a one-night stand.
Sometimes you can see the
So the Queen of New York City, like I said, is probably my favorite song of the new album. But like I said, they got plenty of good songs on that, and I'm barely getting into it, so you know, I might change it up, you know, later on. But right now, Queen of New York City, and I'm glad they played it.
It's my favorite one out of the album.
I thought they weren't going to play like one or two from the new album.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they played this one, the Queen of New York City.
They played up to 3, right?
I think they played three of the new album, but Queen of New York City was one of them, and I love that song.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't know it.
No, a lot of people
It seemed like you're the only one singing it.
Yeah, I think you know, and I think you could hear it on the video me singing the songs. But Queen of New York City is a pretty good song from the album.
Oh man, look at Houston showing up. We put out a new record called Where the Light Goes a little while ago, and this is a song off of that record. This is called Queen of New York City.
There's a rhythm to her heart, in her world inside her head. She'll tell you from the start, boy, you don't know her yet. She's like a constellation of stars that don't connect. And she's dancing on the sidewalk, just like the neon signs, a spotlight. She says, hey, I'm the Queen of New York City. Take it all down with me, 'cause I'm gonna run this town. She's got some kind of way about her. One look and you don't doubt her. She doesn't believe it now. Don't you lose her now.
So I was surprised by this next song because they did an acoustic version.
Yeah.
All right, and
I wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting.
And I was
it.
expecting trumpets and
Right,
shit.
when they started, you know, just Rob Thomas and I think his name's Cook. His last name's
Yeah,
Cook.
Kyle Cook.
Kyle Cook, and he started playing the acoustic guitar and you know, I was like, well, what song is this?
Yeah.
But it was "If You're Gone," and that was probably the
It's a
biggest
beautiful song.
Yeah, I think "If You're Gone" was the biggest hit, or it charted the highest for Matchbox 20. I think it went number 1.
And it was Mad Season, right?
Mad Season.
Yep.
So they did "If You're Gone," and then after that, you know, they did Mad Season, the song from the album,
From the album,
the
Mad
titled album, Mad Season, and after that, you know, they did you know, "Don't Get Me Wrong" from the new album. That's another song that's pretty good from the new album. Don't
Yeah, I
Get
didn't
Me
know
Wrong.
that one.
So yeah, they did those songs, and man, they sound good. It was just, we were just singing the whole time,
Screaming.
you know? and everybody around us was the same way. Everybody was
Yep.
having a good time at the concert.
All my friends in Houston, I'm gonna ask you guys to do something for me. And honestly, this is just for us. Just because we think it really looks pretty. Everybody pull out your phones and pull out your little light on your phone. This is the new lighter. For those of us who remember pulling out your lighters at shows. And just, it's a goddamn spectacle, it's beautiful. Look at that, Houston. And I can see all my people on the lawn. All right, everybody, sing along if you know it. you're already leaving. Feels like your hands on the door. And I thought this place was an empire, but now I'm relaxed. I can't be sure. But I think it's so mean. I think we should try. I think I can leave this in my life, and I think I'm scared. I've done too much. I know it's wrong, it's a problem. I'm feeling at your door. Maybe it's time to know more. There's a little bit of breathing room, but I can hardly breathe. If you're wrong, maybe you need to come home. Just come home. There's a little bit of something in everything in you. This is a song from a little bit ago that could be about right now. But I know it won't last for long. And I've been guessing, but I could have been guessing wrong. Going on around, I kinda thought that you should somehow. As that whole mad season got you down. You're stupid, but it's something that comes and goes. I've been changing. I think it's funny how no one knows. We don't talk about the little things that we do without when that whole mad season comes around. So why you gotta stand there looking like you're dancing now? Let's take it up a notch. I'm straight up the morning, but I still come back down. I'm strong and weaker than I once was. Even when it's still hard to handle, I can hold my own if you need me. I'm standing here, can you see me? Sometimes I'm standing when I wanna be. Sometimes I need you to feel so nice. I know you live, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I know I'm losing. I'm all caught up, I'm thinking. Without you, I'd be gone. Don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong.
Well, the next song that they played was Parade, and that's from the album North. Now, this song to me kind of reminds me of when we started listening to Matchbox 20
and
together.
I got really excited when I heard this
Right.
song because, you know, it brought back memories
Right,
from when I started listening.
when they enter with that guitar, and it
was
just
nostalgic.
clicks. Right, it was nostalgic, and it clicked, and it was like, man, this is the song that us three started listening to
In your
Matchbox
truck.
together, right? And every time we would go somewhere, hey, you know, put Matchbox on, and you know, that's the first song that always came in on the CD. You know, we still had CDs back then.
It was when, you know, my mom was out of town. My mom was out of town, and every time we used to go to the gym,
Right.
we would play Matchbox 20, and it would always be, you know, it was the North album.
Right.
And it was just, you know, when they played that song at the concert, it just brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah. Parade is probably one of the songs that brings back a lot of good memories, right? the song "Bent," like I said, is probably the reason I'm a big Matchbox 20 fan. And like I said, "Bent," if you hear the lyrics, you know, that song came out when I was going through a lot, you know, when your sisters passed away and all that. And this song kind of uplifted me every time I would listen to it. So this is why I became a Matchbox 20 fan. And I say Matchbox 20 kind of saved my life because of this song, and it got me through a lot. So, and every time I hear the song, I just listen to it, and it's just, you know, it reminds me of the hard times I went through, and Matchbox 20 went through it with me, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why "Bent," that's my number one song from Matchbox 20, because, you know, listen to the lyrics, and you know, it'll let you know that you know, this song is, you know, kind of saved my life, you know. So the next two songs that they sang was "Back to Good" and "3 A.M." And those two songs are from their first album, and those two songs were itself, you know, each itself was a good song and a good hit.
Yeah.
You know, and 3 A.M., you know, 3 A.M. First came out when they were still Tabitha Secret. Okay,
before
we have that CD, Tabitha Secret, and that was Tabitha Secret was before Matchbox 20, which was the same group. And I don't know when they changed to Matchbox 20, but 3 A.M. was in that first album of Tabitha Secret, or the only album they recorded with Tabitha Secret. But 3 A.M. was on there, and I guess when they started Matchbox 20, they re-recorded it, and it became a hit. But if you guys haven't heard of Tabitha Secret, it's Matchbox 20, you know, before Matchbox
Before
20,
they changed their name.
and it's the same style. It's the, you know, Rob Thomas sings all the songs, and that's a good album as well. And I recommend you guys listen to Tabitha Secret, but you know, 3 A.M. was on there.
What do you say we take this way, way, way back? We're gonna sing a good old-fashioned 1990s cheating song. It's nothing, it's so normal. We just stand there. I could say so much, but I don't know that 'cause I don't want to. And I was thinking if you were lonely, maybe we could leave here and no one would know. At least not to the point where we would make
The song "Unwell" and the album "More Than You Think You Are" was probably the biggest hit of that album, and it was actually the #1 video of that year.
Yeah.
And "Unwell" is another great song. Is another sad song, but at the same time, it's uplifting song.
Yeah.
So these songs are kind of,
I think it's a song like every Matchbox 20 fan knows.
right.
Everyone was singing it.
And everybody was singing that song "Unwell," and that was another great song.
Staring at the ceiling, making friends with shadows on my wall. Dark night, hearing voices telling me that I should get some sleep because tomorrow might be good for something. Oh, hold on, feeling like I'm headed for a break. But I don't know why. But I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't tell me. But stay a while and maybe you'll see a different side of me. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't. But stay a while, you're gonna explain how I'm used to be.
The song "Push" was also a good song from the first album. There was a kind of controversial thing because they thought that they were pushing women down or something, but no, they went up there and they kind of diffused the whole thing. But "Push" was a good song, and from the first album. The first album had a lot of good songs too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Matchbox 20 fan, all the albums had good songs, and like I said, everybody was singing the whole time.
I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head's caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been really loved. The hand that's touching me and I feel like something's going good. And I'm a little bit angry with this ain't over. No, not here. Not while I still need you. You told me it's not changing. Held into my feelings. I wanna pursue it. Well, I wanna pursue it.
So I think I called the final song. The final song was "Bright Lights," and
Wasn't this the one we voted for?
yeah, I think everybody got to vote, but I think they always finish. They always finish
yeah.
with that song anyway. "Bright Lights" is also a good song from this album.
More Than You Think
More
You
Than
Are.
You Think You Are. And I knew they were going to finish up with that song. That song started off slow and then it finishes strong, and the crowd was just all pumped up at that time, and that was a good song to finish with, and the whole concert was just amazing, man. And I'm glad I got to go with you guys, and we checked that off our bucket list, and we look forward to going to another concert and doing it again. But "Bright Lights" was a great song to finish with.
Yep. Came out the concert, my throat hurting from screaming.
Yeah, we all sang the whole time.
A little headache.
She got eyes like railway Some things you don't see until it gets too late. Baby, 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 when all your love is gone, who will save me from all I'm up against out in this world?
So, Alan, Alex, what song did they not perform that you wanted to hear?
Our song
Our song,
from
right?
the North album, yeah.
North album. How about you, Alex? Is there a song that you wanted to listen to? Our song too. I kind of wanted to listen to either "Leave" or "Could I Be You." You know, those are. "Could I Be You" was on my top 5, and then he sing it. It's not. It wasn't a very popular song, but it meant something to me, and you know, I could have. I wanted to listen to that, but. Man, I'm glad you guys had fun, and I hope you guys enjoy this short podcast and enjoy the short videos that we're going to put up. And, you know, thank y'all for tuning in, and please subscribe to Desde Cero con Manuel, and we see y'all next time, and you know, keep enjoying these podcasts. See y'all later.